Set 15 years after the events of the first Alien movie, Alien Isolation covers Ellen Ripley's daughter Amanda, who is on a mission of her own to unravel the truth behind her mother's disappearance. This journey leads her to Sevastopol Station, a large space station orbiting the gas giant KG-348. Prior to arriving at the station, her objectives are quite clear: to obtain the information gathered by the flight recorder unit of the Nostromo, which was recovered by the crew of the Isidora, a salvage vessel. They are the ones who brought the flight recorder to Sevastopol Station. But what Amanda and the boarding party don't know is that data on the recorder isn't the only thing they brought with them. As Amanda, you will have to navigate your way through an increasingly hostile environment, all the while learning more about what happened on board the station in the days prior to your arrival. At first, you will be confronted with the rapidly declining stability of the station.
Sevastopol stability compromised. Proceed to the nearest Marshall checkpoint and stand by while orbital stabilizes.
The vents and crawl spaces you will have to venture through, inducing that feeling of claustrophobia, before dealing with or avoiding the few inhabitants the station has left, as well as the menacing looking androids called Working Joes.
It's urgent.
That is a restricted area.
It's an emergency. Don't you realize what's going on?
Apollo has the situation in hand. Your registration is almost complete.
Forget it. I'll find my own way in.
I wouldn't advise it.
And of course, you will inevitably encounter the perfect organism itself. Who knew that the studio behind one of the most iconic strategy series in the world, namely Total War, would be the one to provide us with what I'd say is without a doubt the best Alien game out there. They were able to stay true to the series' origins and story. Not only that, the game was designed to resemble the original Alien film, thus featuring the 1970s vision of what the future could look like. Whilst it was intended to be a third-person game when it was being developed, they eventually opted for a first-person perspective to create a more intense experience. The game does an excellent job of constantly keeping you on your toes with the occasional jump scares and anxiety-inducing beeps from your motion tracker. The game emphasizes stealth and survival horror gameplay, meaning you will be scavenging resources, crafting these into items and gadgets to help you survive just a bit longer. Next to that, you will also be able to fight your way out of tough situations with tools such as the trusty flamethrower and a variety of fire weapons. I do need to mention that none of these weapons or gadgets will have an effect on the alien other than pissing it off, keeping it at a distance or scaring it off for a little while. These items allow you to get a moment of reprieve, or will help you when you need a quick escape. The alien AI is incredibly well done for its time, not sticking to a predetermined path. It has the ability to pop out from virtually any nook or cranny you see. And it won't take long after your first encounter with the alien, or you will be crouching your way through the corridors of the station, constantly paying attention to the vents and any sounds it might make. Hiding is only ever a temporary option, as sooner or later it will find you. So, my advice? Keep moving, don't make too much noise, and hold on.
To your butts.
This game is a must-play for fans of the Alien franchise. Having played the game myself back in 2017, I recently convinced my sister to play it as well. Granted, I had to watch her play and help when needed. She really enjoyed it and asked me if there was a sequel. The game was released back in 2014 and we are nearly 10 years further, and I believe the only information we have is that whilst Alien Isolation may have been a critically good game, it was not the commercial success its publisher Sega had hoped for. Creative Assembly considered the possibility of developing a sequel, but it was revealed most of the design team that worked on Alien Isolation no longer worked at Creative Assembly, with the studio working on games covering a new IP. There were and are quite a few rumors spreading that another Alien game was in the works, but the only sequel we had for Alien Isolation was a mobile game called Alien Blackout. Now don't mind this little ramble of me, I know Creative Assembly has had a few rough months behind them. The latest Total Wars haven't been doing that great. They even posted a statement with an apology towards the community, promising better days and more transparent communication. But I just wanted to say to them that they made some fantastic games in the past, my favorite games being Rome, Empire, Napoleon and Shogun 2 Total War. And then I also see Alien Isolation on that list, a terrific horror game they made at a time where I now believe they were at the peak of their creativity. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I just look at the games they made prior to Alien Isolation and compare them to the ones that they made after, and it's just day and night for me. I have no idea if they have any plans for a sequel to that game, by the way. I don't know if anyone of you knows anything more about it. If you do, please leave a comment down below. I personally think there's still a lot of untapped potential there with more stories to tell, though Amanda, her story could be explored just a little further, or maybe even a prequel, you know, the early days, you playing as an employer on board Sevastopol station, surviving the early days of the outbreak and so on. But anyways, that's just me. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days. We're going to travel out.
We?
Me and another exec. And you, if you're willing. I know why you're working in the region where she went missing. You're still looking, aren't you? I've been cleared to offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come along. Maybe there'll be some closure for you.